because
What
we
else
have a
is
really great group with us. And I'm so excited because I can tell you that we here at Spoiled Agent have been looking at this image for quite some time since it was created. And this is the chocolate edition. For our friends here, we're going to discover Pure Grenada. And we have a lot of guests here. And as Seiko and I said, we're both not in Grenada right now, but we wish we were because it looks beautiful and tropical. We see Jake's background there. He's on his balcony, and I can tell you that's not what it looks like for us right now. So let's all get to Grenada, and we're going to learn how you can become a specialist and lots of great stuff today. But
That's right.
without further ado, we have our friend Sekou Stroud, who's a director of sales for Canada. Sekou, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Susan, and all the sport agents out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a treat for you. Do we have a treat for you? Today is all about chocolate in Grenada. We have quite a few chocolate factories on the island and even a chocolate festival. So we're going to tell you all about that. If you haven't had lunch yet, be prepared. You're going to probably get hungry by the end of this webinar. And just to let you know also, that to get our chocolate, you need to fly to Grenada. Even when you send your clients to Grenada, you actually need to ask them to actually stop by each of the chocolate presenters here today to actually get them to purchase chocolate to bring back up for you, because Grenada's chocolate is like second to none. All right, most of the experiences are bean to bar, and we're going to get more into that a little later. But before I start, I'm going to introduce you to my esteemed panelists. I'm going to start off with, of course, you all know Renee Goodwin. She is the marketing executive for Canada in Grenada. Renee, say hello.
Hello, everybody. How are we?
All right, Renee. Yes, and right next to Renee is Aaron. Aaron is a representative from Triangle Chocolate. Say what's up, Aaron.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right, and we also have Craig from Taste the Spice.
Spice in every bite.
All right, the spice in every bite. And last but
Yeah.
not least, we have Jake from Juve Chocolate.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so we're gonna just go right into it. So,
Yeah. Well, actually, Sekou, you guys have a prize. If it's okay, we talk about the prize.
all right, that's
This is
right.
a really good prize. It's not chocolate, but it's a really good prize. I say it's $100 Amazon gift card, and one lucky spoiled agent is going to win that today. And how you guys can qualify is if you stay on to the question period. So if you're joining us on Zoom, and we have a lot of you that just came on, so welcome. Please, we have you covered because you register with your email, so we do not need your email in the chat. If you're joining us over here on Facebook, because that's where it is, we got quite a few on Facebook, please put your email in the comments, and we're going to send them all off to Sekou after. And also, I know Renee is going to be behind the scenes helping with the Q&A box. So thank you, Renee. So if you have any questions, please do not put them in the chat because we're going to lose them, right? They move up. We can't start looking for it. Whereas if it's nice and kept in the Q&A box, Renee can answer it and it'll be great. Okay. Woohoo, Renee. Someone loves Renee there from Sue. That's great. So please, again, any questions there? And, we're going to meet you at the end. And I really want to thank everyone for joining us today. And we have these great partners all the way from Grenada. Again, thank you guys for taking your time out of your busy chocolate day making. So thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Susan. And we're going to just jump right in. So as you can see on the screen right now, it's all about chocolate today, the chocolate edition in Grenada. We are the Caribbean's capital of chocolate. And by that, I mean, we are going to get more into that as we speak. But before we jump into the chocolate, I'm just going to do a little overview about the destination and some of our hotels and some of our festivals on the island. So as you know, Grenada is located below the hurricane belt, so it's really safe to send your clients to Grenada year-round. And getting to Grenada, we have year-round flights once more from Canada. Air Canada has resumed the year-round service. So from April 6th until the 26th of October, Air Canada is going to be flying once weekly on Saturdays. And from November 1st, they're going to resume their 4 times weekly flights. So please send all your clients to Grenada. It's only 5 hours and 15, 20 minutes to Grenada. And from the airport to most of the hotels is within 15 to 20 minutes, or some hotels is even 5 minutes away. We have American Airlines via Miami daily, and also Caribbean Airlines daily via Trinidad and Tobago. And Caribbean Airlines has agreed to put on 2 direct flights for Spice Mass, which is our carnival, August 6th and 8th for Spice Mass. So those of you who are looking for, alternative to the Air Canada once weekly flight on the Saturdays, and if you have any clients that are interested in going to Spice Mass, please check out Caribbean Airlines. They have 2 flights departing Pearson's at on the 6th of August and on the 8th of August for Spice Mass. And Grenada, we're not only one island, but we are a 3-island destination. Okay, we are Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And we are a geotourism destination. And by that, I mean, we really believe in tourism that really sustains the environment. So you would never see Grenada building the mega resorts with over 1,000 rooms. In Grenada, we have the largest hotel, which is only 267 rooms, which is the Royalton. Okay. And again, we have Carriacou, which is, you can get to Carriacou by ferry, which is about 1.5 hours. And sometimes you can get a nice little dolphin excursion to Carriacou because the dolphins like to follow that ferry to Carriacou. The ferry takes about 1.5 hours, and you can also get to Carriacou using one of the smaller aircrafts, which takes you about 15 to 20 minutes. We also have Petit Martinique. Petit Martinique is not to be mistaken with Martinique. Petit Martinique belongs to Grenada, and it's English speaking, okay? So in Grenada, we have black, white sand beaches, waterfalls, crater lakes, sulfur springs, exotic flora and fauna, and excellent tropical rainforests. You can go hiking to waterfalls, or you can step out of your car and be at a waterfall. And we have the world's first underwater sculpture park. We recently added 30 additional sculpture, which has a carnival theme. So if you have clients that are divers, Grenada is a perfect destination for you. You can see the underwater sculptures if you snorkel, scuba dive, or form a glass bottom boat. We do have also excellent wreck diving. We have the largest wreck dive in the Caribbean, which is the Bianca Sea. And one thing that makes Grenada really unique is it doesn't take more than 15 minutes to get from the shore to any of the dive sites. So you take more time actually diving than actually getting to the dive site. And we are a very safe, community-oriented culture in Grenada. All right, so we encourage your clients to leave the resort and just explore the island. It's very, very safe to do so. And of course, we all have a bountiful of excellent spices. Our spices are very, very highly graded. We are the world's 2nd largest exporters of nutmeg, so the island literally smells like spices. And of course, we are the Caribbean capital of chocolate. And let's let you know that in 2019, the beach on the left-hand side, our Grenadian beach, was named the best beach in the world by Condé Nast Traveler. And our sister island, not to be left out, their beach, which is called Paradise Beach, was named the best beach in the Caribbean by USA Today Top 10. So Grenada, if you have beach lovers, Grenada is a perfect destination for them. Adventure seekers, perfect destination. Chocolate lovers, perfect destination. So some quick facts about Grenada. We're located below the hurricane belt, and our average temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. We are 133 square miles and a population of 110,000 people. Our official language is English, and we are tied to the US dollar. So $1 US would give you the equivalent of $2.67 EC. Eastern Caribbean dollar. So I would recommend that you tell your clients to exchange their Canadian currency to US dollar, because the Canadian currency fluctuates so much, you will not get a fair exchange rate on the island. So change your Canadian to US or Eastern Caribbean dollar. So some festivals on the island. We have our Spice Mass on the island, which climaxes the 2nd week in August. And during Spice Mass, it's just healthy party vibe. All right, there's a day that you can actually parade on the street with beautiful costumes. There's a traditional mass, which is Shortney, which you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. And in the middle is our Jab Jab Juve. The Jab Jab festival, it begins like about 3 o'clock in the morning and goes up until 10 a.m. And it's just pure, clean fun. Okay, we also have a Panorama, which is a steel band competition, a local calypso competition. Of course, we have a queen show during our carnival also. And of course, we have the Dive and Conservation Fest, which takes place the 13th to the 23rd of September. And there's a day for reef diving, a day for diving in Carriacou. There's a conservation aspect where you can plant a tree or actually help plant some corals, because, we're all about sustainability in Grenada. And some accommodation on the island. We have a collection of beautiful boutique hotels, but we also have large of the big chains. But most of our resorts are family-owned boutique hotels. We have the 2 new kids on the block, 6 Sense La Sagesse and Beach House by Silver Sands. 6 Sense La Sagesse opened up for guests on the 10th of April. It's not sold by Air Canada as yet, so you need to go onto that website, Six Senses website, to actually book them. But Six Senses believe in sustainability. It's a very, very big emphasis on sustainability at Six Senses. It's located about 25 minutes scenic drive from the airport, and it has 124 rooms, 3 restaurants, and there's a 6 Sense spa. There's also a water sport center, and there's also a Nest teen lounge. And of course, Beach House by Silver Sands is located about 5 minutes from the airport. And lots of the resorts that I'll be talking about, they are located within 5 or 10 minutes from the airport, but you do not get the noise from the planes coming in because they are not located in the flight path. Okay, so I would implore you to, if you have a client that are interested in coming to Grenada, one of the selling points is actually most of the hotels are located within 10 minutes driving from the hotel. All right, so Beach House by Silver Sands has 31 rooms and suites, 1 restaurant, but they also have access to the beach, to the Silver Sands Grenadian Beach location with the longest swimming pool in the Caribbean. I'm going to get to that in 2 minutes. And it's also 5 minutes away from the airport. And with that, I'm getting to Silver Sands Grenada. Silver Sands Grenada is a virtuoso property, and it's located on Grenadian Beach, which is named the best beach in the world by Condé Nast in 2019. It features 43 standard suites and 9 villas on the beachfront and villas up on a hill overlooking the beach. And there's a spa, 2 dining options, as well as a cigar and rum lounge, and it's the leading hotel of the world. And we have also our Spice Island Beach Resort. The Spice Island Beach Resort is a family-owned boutique hotels on Grenadian Beach, but is a AAA 5-diamond property, all-inclusive, and 64 elegantly appointed suites and a full-service spa, and there's also a dive site on premises. So in this hotel, you're not a room number. They greet you by name. The customer service is excellent. The food is amazing on the property, and it's for your high-end customers also. Both the Silver Sands and Spice Island Beach Resort are high luxury. So Silver Sands, just picture like Silver Sands for new money. So like the celebrities that's where they like to stay. And at Spice Island Beach Resort, just consider royalty. So that's where Prince Harry stayed, and Prince Margaret, I believe she stayed in Grenada quite a few years ago. She stayed at Spice Island Beach Resort. We also have Sandals. Sandals, well, it needs no introduction. Everyone knows Sandals. And I'm sure you saw the advertisement on TV who says a swimming pool can't be in the sky, or they can't have a living room in the middle of a swimming pool. Well, that's Sandals Grenada. So it has 257 rooms and suites, and it's one of the most innovative all-inclusive resorts. 10 dining options, and it's located on Pink Gin Beach. Perfect for couples, and it's 5 minutes from the airport. And we have the Royalton Grenada, one of the newest resorts on the island. It actually was bought over from the Rex Resorts prior, but they pumped quite a few $1 million into that property, so it's like an almost brand spanking new resort. It's the largest hotel on the island at 267 rooms, and it's 5 minutes from the airport, located on 2 beaches, and there's Wi-Fi throughout the property, and 8 restaurants with reservations-free dining. And there's Calabash Resort also. This resort is also a luxury hotel, and it was named by TripAdvisor as one of the Caribbean's leading luxury hotels. All right, you can get breakfast on the beach or on your suite in Calabash. Calabash is one of Renee's favorite hotels, actually. One of her best friends is actually owned by one of her best friends' family. And actually, all the rooms at this resort and all the suites at this resort has a sea view. And it's 47 suites, and there's a very low staff turnover because it's a family-owned boutique hotel. So most of the people on the property who work at this resort, they would meet their guests year after year after year because they really have a high repeat clientele. And La Luna. La Luna is 10 minutes from the airport, and it is located on a secluded beach, 26 room boutique hotel overlooking a golden sandy beach. And it's perfect for honeymooners. There's a Balinese therapist on the property also, and you can also there's also daily yoga classes and meditation and Pilates on the beach pavilion. And we have the Radisson. Radisson is one of the bigger brands on the island. It has 229 rooms. At this resort located on Grenadian Beach, there's a dive shop on the property, and there's also a swim-up bar with 2 professional tennis courts and a fully equipped gym. There is 1,500 square feet of unique meeting space for conventions and events also. And the Koyaba. Koyaba is a family-owned boutique hotel also located on Grandlands Beach. And this resort is really one of the really charming hotel, family-owned. And there's a dive shop on the premises, and there's also a fully equipped gym and tennis court. And Blue Horizon. Blue Horizon isn't located on a beach, but it's located a stone throw away from Grandlands Beach. It's like 5-minute walking. And actually, if you stayed at one of the bigger resorts in some of the other islands, this boutique hotel, the Blue Horizon, is a garden resort, and it takes you probably 5 minutes or less to get to Grandlands Beach. It's a haven for 27 species of tropical birds. There's 32 self-catering one-bedrooms, and it's a Green Globe Gold certified property. Okay, family-oriented and really close proximity to shopping. And of course, we have the Monk Cinnamon. Monk Cinnamon, each room at this Monk Cinnamon resort has a view of the Grandlands Beach and our town of St. George's in the distance. There's fitness facilities, a tennis court, and non-motorized sports is complimentary. There are also 2 restaurants, one on the beach, which is called Savvy's, and one overlooking the Grandlands Beach. And we have True Blue Bay Resort. True Blue Bay Resort is 70 spacious suites and rooms, and it's set within a tropical garden settings. All right, there's a dive shop located on the premises, and they offer daily cooking classes. And this is where the popular Street Food Wednesday is held at True Blue Bay's restaurant on a Wednesday night. So I would implore, if you have any guests coming to Grenada, even if they're staying at the other hotel, I would recommend the True Blue Bay's Dodgy Dock Wednesdays for your clients to actually experience. It's when the local vendors would come to True Blue Bay Resort, and they would sample all the different foods from all the local vendors on the island, and there's also live entertainment. Lots of locals hang out there, and it's a perfect place to just mingle with everyone and get to know the Grenadian culture and people. So how you would stay connected with Grenada? Well, follow us on social media. We're on all the social media platforms, included Twitter, well, it's called X right now, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Follow us at Pure Grenada or hashtag Pure Grenada. All right, and with that, I am gonna get right into the chocolate, the main event. So, Jake, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Excited to be here. My name is Jake Burdick, and I'm representing Juve Chocolate. I'm a partner and a board member of Juve Chocolate, and I'm excited to tell you about it. Juve, the name is derived from, as Sekou was saying, the opening day of Carnival, where there's jab jab and celebrations and festivities, and derived from the French words for opening day, so or dawning of a new day. And at Juve Chocolate, we're located at Diamond Chocolate Factory in St. Mark's, Grenada, in just outside of Victoria. And that's about a 45-minute drive up from St. George's. And it's very easy to get a taxi. A tour guide could take you around the factory, or you could get a taxi and get a tour from us at Diamond. You could also take the local bus. It's very easy to catch a bus from St. George's and have a very inexpensive trip up to St. Mark's, where you follow the coastline, see the beauty of Grenada as you make your way up to the chocolate factory. Juve started in 2014 as a partnership between the Grenada Cocoa Association and Larry Burdick, a chocolatier from Boston, Massachusetts. And Mr. Burdick was drawn to the abundance and quality of lush cocoa all over Grenada. And the Cocoa Association was very excited to start making chocolate out of their beans instead of exporting all the beans at a lower price. And so after many years of planning, we started making chocolate here in St. Mark's in 2014. And the company is majority owned by Grenadian cocoa farmers, and shares of the factory were distributed in the early years to the cocoa farmers. And our mission at Juvet is to create or to make world-class chocolate while providing fair-paying, steady jobs to the local community and creating a value-added product whose profits will then return to the cocoa farmers of Grenada with the hopes of inspiring the younger generations to continue to farm cocoa and make a comfortable living off of such a labor-intensive work that is cocoa farming. The factory is located in the Grenadian countryside in a beautiful stone chateau built by French monks in the 1700s. And the monks use local materials. And as you can see from the pictures, it's a beautiful building where you wouldn't normally expect a factory. It's very unique as far as factories go. The space was later converted to a rum distillery, and rum was made there for many years before it became a cocoa buying station. So farmers would sell their cocoa there, either wet or dry, and then it would be fermented on site and then put into the drying trays to be dried for many years, which made it the perfect site to start a chocolate factory. So visitors are able to see all these processes, the fermentation station with the wooden boxes for fermenting, the drying trays which pull out so the beans can dry in the sun. And this is all part of the beautiful tour. Also surrounding the factory is Tufton Hall and Mount St. Catherine, some of the most beautiful places in Grenada, with hiking and waterfalls and places to picnic all around the area of Victoria. So this historic location and with the cocoa infrastructure that's already there, make it an ideal spot for people to make the drive up to visit. And we could go to the next slide. So, so the factory tour includes a tour of the garden, the fermentation and drying, and then there's a viewing window to see inside the factory, and then it can end at the retail cafe. The garden includes cocoa, nutmeg, and cinnamon trees and other Grenadian crops, and an idea of what a small cocoa farm would look like. And from the garden, you can see the fermentation boxes, where large boxes during cocoa season will be full of wet cocoa, and the fermentation process can be described. And then over to the drying trays, where during the cocoa season, visitors could walk the cocoa and turn the cocoa as they learn about the processes. Once you go into the factory, you see the roasting, the nib grinding, refining, and conching, all in action through the viewing window. And from there, you can go to the retail cafe, where we have chocolate banana smoothies available, iced hot chocolate, as well as samples of all our bars for tasting. And there's also a beautiful gazebo where people could relax by the river or explore the area around the factory. So the products that we carry are plain bars. We have a 60%, 70%, 75, 80, and 100%. And our spice bars, we have a cocoa nib bar, a nutmeg bar, ginger, and bois bandé, and those are all with the 60% chocolate. We also produce cocoa powder for baking or making hot chocolate drinks, and cocoa butter, which could also be used for baking, but is very popular as a skincare product, a moisturizer, great for sunburns, great for chapped lips. And the cocoa butter is very popular and fragrant from the beautiful Grenadian cocoa. And finally, cocoa tea, which is the which is the preferred way to drink cocoa in Grenada. It's just ground cocoa nibs with spices formed into a ball, and you just dissolve it in water, add milk and sugar to your liking, and that's a great product to bring home for gifts because people often don't see that here. Let's see, all the chocolate is made without any additives. There's no soy lecithin or any of these things. It is purely Grenadian local cocoa, organic cane sugar, and that's it. So allergies is not really a problem, and it's very pure. And yeah, so we're also excited about a few upcoming projects I could tell you about. We are in the works of putting a restaurant in next to the factory. So hopefully next year there will be a chance to get some food, relax, and have a meal before or after you visit the factory. We're also working on a line of milk chocolate. So for those with a little sweeter tooth, there'll be some milk chocolate available soon, which will add to our selection. And finally, we recently started exporting chocolate to the States, to New Hampshire, where it's repackaged and sold through mail order there. So for people returning home from their trip, and if they're in North America and they want to buy some Grenadian cocoa again once they get home, they could visit juvechocolate.com and order that through mail order. So that's just a little bit of a full circle experience for people. So thank you very much. My pleasure to present, and I will pass it on.
Thank you so much, Jake. Thank you so much, Jake. Awesome presentation. And now I turn it over to Aaron from Tri-Island.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope we still have your attention. So as mentioned, my name is Aaron Sylvester, British-born Grenadian. I inherited a 2-acre farm from my grandparents when I was 10. And then in 2016, well, prior to 2016, I worked in the music industry, marketing lots of terrible boy bands like Westlife and Sade and Alicia Keys and different people in musicians and singers and bands and so forth. But in 2016, I decided to leave the cold of London, West London, where I was born, and move home to Grenada, where my parents are from. So in 2017, I learned to make bad chocolate. In 2018, lucky for everyone in Grenada, I learned to make good chocolate. In 2019, we then officially opened our chocolate factory. In 2020, we skipped past that year for obvious reasons. And in 2021, we reopened the chocolate factory, where we started doing more excursions and tours and so forth. So as you'll see, guests from the images, guests would come to our chocolate factory and they can make their own chocolate bar. So what we then did in 2022, we then started doing more excursions around our Rastafarian tour, where we have guests that come up to our farm and they get a chance to meet my uncle and my auntie, and they do a homestay experience where guests get to really understand Rastafarian culture. Because let's just say sometimes when visitors come, they're fascinated and they find the Rastafarian culture quite mysterious. So when I talk about it, they only really know about Mr. Bob and Marley. So we wanted to create an experience for them, which was a lot more immersive and really get people a good understanding of what it means to be Rastafarian. And in 2023, we then moved to our new location, which is the Spice Basket, which is a location which is 10 minutes away in the heart of Grenada, 10 minutes away from the actual town. And that's where our chocolate factory is. So we are one of the smallest chocolate makers on the island. We have a wonderful chocolate factory where guests can come and they get an opportunity to, one, explore the grounds, where we have many different spice and fruit trees, from avocados, mangoes, pears, lemongrass, the very famous Chanel No. 5 tree called Ylang Ylang, and that's the tree that makes the Chanel No. 5 perfume. Then we have turmeric, ginger, and many, many wonderful other spices that people get to smell and taste whilst they walk around the grounds. Once they've done that, they then get a chance to come into the chocolate factory, where their senses once again are taken on a journey of flavors, where they get to sample some of the chocolates that we make. So as you'll see in the top right-hand image, that's our brand, 3 of the chocolate bars that we make. We make a 56% dark milk chocolate. We make a 75% dark chocolate with bee pollen. And then we have an 80% dark chocolate. At this point, I always stop and pause and just let everybody know, if you do like dark chocolate, I always highly recommend a Shiraz or a Merlot. Goes very well with dark chocolate, okay? So then what we do is, once you get inside the factory, you then sample each of the different bars that we have. Then we take you on a photographic tour of all of the steps that we go through to make chocolate from the tree all the way through to the chocolate bar. So in Grenada, as I'm sure Jake would have mentioned, that we are all typically known as tree to bar chocolate makers because we have our own cocoa estates or cocoa farms. We harvest the cocoa from the tree, and then we go through all of the steps to make our chocolate bar. For those of you that are familiar with Lindt or smaller craft makers, or larger, I should say, in the US or Canada and so forth, Hershey's, Nestle, and so forth, they typically would be known as bean to bar because they would buy the beans, for example, from Grenada, West Africa, Ivory Coast, where have you, and then they would make chocolate. Okay, so those are the two different types that you have. So whilst you're inside the chocolate factory, then you have the opportunity to make your own chocolate bar. So as you'll see in the bottom left or bottom right hand pictures, we're very popular with families and big kids also, but you have the opportunity to come to the factory. We give you an array of 20 different ingredients. So almonds, raisins, cinnamon, nutmeg, Oreo, marshmallows, ginger, you name it. And you have a chance to make your own chocolate bar. So as we say, and as it says on the wall, we make the chocolate and you make the bars. So in about a 25-minute experience, you can make your chocolate bar. That then goes into the fridge. And if you haven't had a chance to go outside and explore the ground or the property yet, you then do that. And by the time you've done that, you come back into the chocolate factory. We give you a chance to sample our local cocoa tea, which is Grenadian cocoa mixed with different spices. That's sometimes cinnamon, nutmeg, bay leaf, ginger, mixed together to make a wonderful spiced hot chocolate. And then by the time you've finished enjoying that, your chocolate bars are ready, wrapped, and ready for you to go with. If you're a young person, that tends to be finished before you leave the chocolate factory. But typically there's some self-control, so the bars are managed to be maintained. They make themselves back to the hotel or back home for granny to enjoy it. Okay, so that's a quick understanding of our make your own chocolate bar experience. And what we also offer as well for the adults is we do a chocolate and rum truffle making experience where we provide the chocolate. We then allow guests to infuse that dark chocolate with local rums. So in Grenada, we have about 7 different rum producers. So we infuse that chocolate with passion fruit rum. It might be with aged rum, or it might be with a mojito rum. We would infuse those together, and then the guests would come to the factory. They would have a chance to scoop out the ganache, which is the infused chocolate with the rum, roll it into a ball, and then cover that in their favorite toppings, whether that be coconut, cocoa powder, Oreo biscuit, and ginger biscuit. And then they get to put it into a nice presentation bag and leave with that. So that's another one of our popular experiences. It takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour for that experience. And it also incorporates the outside tour in the experience. So I'll just pivot onto the next slide. Thank you. So the next part of what we offer, and this is the 2 areas that are very new to us and very new but innovative as well, where we offer 2 different experiences. One is what I kind of alluded to earlier, is our Rastafarian tour. Now, this has really become a highlight for us because guests are really starting to want to know where their food comes from. So what we do and what we've created in conjunction with my family is we've created a homestay experience, which is a 2.5-hour experience at the farm with my family, where you get a chance to meet Uncle and Auntie Atiba. You get to understand about Rastafarian culture. You understand about the hair, the food, the music. Everyone knows about veganism, but Ital is basically what is the Rastafarian way of life and how they eat the food that they produce. So within the culture, it's all about eating what you grow and growing what you eat. So you have a chance to visit the farm, walk around the property, taste the different produce, herbs, fruits that may be in season. Then you have a chance to actually taste sugarcane fresh out of the ground. And if you like a nice fresh coconut, Uncle Atiba does pick one and cuts it all up for you to have a chance to have that fresh out of the coconut and not out of a bottle. Then you walk your way up to the property where you then have a chance to have something called a calabash, which is a bowl that we have in the Caribbean that you would cut in half, scoop out the meat inside of it, dry it, and then you have your dinner out of it. So what happens is Auntie Asha would cook an Ital meal. That meal, as you'll see the left-hand side image, shows you what the calabash looks like. The meal is placed inside of that bowl, and then you have that for lunch. Whilst you're enjoying lunch, Uncle Atiba explains to you more about the deeper understanding of Rastafarian culture and what it means to be Rastafarian and why he converted from at a very young age to be Rastafarian, and now his whole family is to this day, and why it's important to be Rastafarian as well. And then the second experience that I wanted to highlight is our chocolate and rum sunset cruise, which some call it sip and sail, where we pick you up at around 4:30. You then go on a 2-hour sail along Grenada's beach, the beautiful Grenada's beach, where you have a chance to enjoy the sunset, and then you have a chance to experience different chocolates from different chocolate companies made in Grenada and paired with local rums from the array of different rum producers that we have in Grenada. So it's really a chance for guests to relax, enjoy the sail, sit, relax, enjoy the view, and really understand and enjoy and appreciate the different flavors that we have in Grenada, because obviously we're known as the Isle of Spice. So I'll pause here. I'll answer any questions you may have for me at the end, but I hope that's given you a quick snapshot of what we offer here at Tri Island Chocolate.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now on to Craig.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Craig Paul. I am the very last chocolate maker in Grenada, or the recent. And I'm the new kid on the block. I go by the name of Taste the Spice Chocolate, and teas, combo of both local herbal spice teas and chocolate tree or bean to bar. I started my Taste the Spice business in 2019, and I had no interest in business until I went to the United States in 2018 and met one of my friends who was involved in business in New York. And I went to business schools, training sessions, and the idea of entrepreneurship into areas of agro-processing developed my interest into producing our local products, agricultural products, into final products. I commence my teas. I do 12 tea lines and spice herbal combo, where I mix spices and the traditional herbs together. That was patterned after our tradition, our foreparents, our ancestors that use spices and herbs, for different illnesses and ailments and so on. And my grandma, or my late grandma, who died in 2020, she was 99, and she gave me a lot of lectures and herbs that she used and her foreparents used, and this intrigued, this stimulated my interest into following that legacy, into knowing our traditional and our indigenous herbs here in Grenada and maintaining it, because we are losing that culture, right? My chocolate idea was stimulated in 2020 during the pandemic. My father is a cocoa farmer. He produced cocoa for almost a decade, and for a decade, cocoa was selling at $1.25 per pound, and there was no value into it. You would get 500-600 pounds of cocoa, and when you do sell to the association, there is not much you could get from that, and then you have to employ 4, 5, 6 persons. Cocoa has a lot of work into picking and gathering, cracking, fermenting, drying, all of that. And I became aware of the chocolate endeavors here in Grenada. In fact, I used to always venture into Aaron's Tri-Island Chocolate. In 2019, thereabouts, and always asked the questions and meet people here and there. I did a lot of research. I bought books, and while I was doing that, I was buying the machines and have it sit there until 2021. I tried in August. So this August is making me 2 years, sorry, since I've making chocolate. And so far, this has been growing. I'm about to start my outlet end of this month, where visitors and guests can come in and have chocolate tasting, buy chocolates, and different products from cocoa. I have 12 chocolate lines. I have 4 milk chocolate. I have a milky silky, 35% bean to bad chocolate, milk chocolate. I have a 45% dark milk chocolate with spices. I have a 45% dark milk chocolate with cashew nuts and also pumpkin seeds. I also have a coconut dark chocolate. I have a mango dark chocolate. I have a ginger chocolate where I grow my own ginger and infuse it into the chocolate. And I have a 70% dark chocolate with spices and a 65% dark chocolate with nibs, bits of nibs like a granular. So persons can get a wide variety of chocolate that they wish. And I endeavor grow into that business, hopefully, for the rest of the year and continually. I hope to see or meet any of the viewers and so on, so that they can come to Taste the Spice and visit our outlet and our factory and have tea samplings and chocolate samplings and other chocolate products that we produce. So that's Taste the Spice. That is me. And I'm looking forward to meet any of you, each of you, and there now. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you so much, Craig, the new kid on the block. All right, so we're now gonna go on to Renee, who is gonna speak about Belmont Estate chocolate and actually also our chocolate festival. So Renee, please take it away.
Oh, yes, I sure will. Hi, everybody. So I am standing in for Belmont Estate today. They couldn't make it, but they wanted to be a part of it. So Belmont Estate actually has a wide range of products that they produce. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly, and then I'll kind of tell you guys a bit about what Belmont Estate is. Their chocolate is amazing. They do dark, milk, and white organic chocolate, and they experiment a lot with different flavors. So for example, you can see in this picture here, they have an oil down chocolate. So you would think oil down chocolate, like what is that? Okay, oil down is our national dish. First of all, it's a savory something. So, you know, when I first saw this oil down chocolate, I was like, mind blown, what? So it's chocolate with like turmeric, ginger, and what else is in it? I forget actually, but it's like turmeric, ginger, and Aaron, help me. And coconut, yeah, and coconut. So it's like they really do a lot of experimentation with different flavors and stuff, which I really, really like. They also have a cocoa ball line, traditional, pure, and chili, which is interesting. They have cocoa powder and hot chocolate line as well. They make cocoa nibs. So cocoa, you know what, guys? I'm not a chocolatier. What are cocoa nibs, Aaron?
It's the cocoa bean that's cracked.
The cocoa bean that's cracked. And it's really good on like salad, on top of cereal, on top of yogurt, granola, that type of thing. And they also make bonbons, which are delicious. They do lots of different little flavors like passion fruit and stuff like that. They mix with the chocolate. Sekou, next slide, please. Thank you, darling. So Belmont Estate itself is located in what we would call the country in Grenada. It's in St. Andrew. It is a former estate, like a proper plantation, that was purchased by a local family, and then they diversified into agritourism. It is a really, really lovely place to visit. I very much recommend it. They do a really great tree to bar tour there. You can have an immersive experience in terms of like Dancing on Cocoa, which is a process used to polish cocoa beans. They have an excellent restaurant. They serve local cuisine that's made on coal pots, which is kind of a traditional way of cooking. They go through all the spices and stuff like that with you on their tours as well. So it's really, really nice. They have a goat dairy there. There's animals, there's parrots, there's turtles, there's monkeys, you know, so it's great for a family vibe as well. And they're just a very, I would say, wholesome, family-owned experience. Like, as you can see here, their whole, you know, philosophy is that they're focused on transforming lives, empowering people, supporting people, and preserving the environment, which I just think is beautiful. So it's a really nice experience to definitely send, you know, to recommend to your clients when they come to Grenada. And then they also are a chocolate factory as well. So, you know, you really couldn't ask for more when you visit Belmont Estate. You could literally stay there a whole day. It's amazing. Sekou, am I talking about Chocolate Festival now? Could you show me my next slide, please, sir? Yay, Chocolate Festival. Chocolate Festival was great, guys. It is, this year, it is May 15th to 20th. It always is in May. So at the end of every festival, you will know when the next one is, but you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be in May. And it is when you get to, you know, immerse yourself really in our Grenadian cocoa and chocolate culture. This year, we have an excellent lineup of events. We have all of our chocolatiers involved, and also we have our rum companies involved as well, because last year actually was the 10th Grenada Chocolate Festival. And for the 10th one, we did a little twist on it, and we did a chocolate and rum festival, because the two go very well together. So we are kind of continuing that a little bit this year, and it always starts with an opening party. So the first day, we're going to have an opening party, live music, chocolate tasting, chocolate drinks, rum tasting. And this year, we are also going to have a spice foodie tour, which is a new something added to the schedule. And actually, part of it is going to be visiting Craig's factory in St. Andrew. So a foodie tour is what it sounds like. You just kind of go to different stops all around the island. So you get to take in beautiful scenery, as well as taste some really delicious chocolate drinks and dishes. We're also doing lots of chocolate tastings and pairings with rum. We are bringing in a few international chocolatiers to kind of lend their expertise, because there's also, you know, an educational and learning aspect to it as well. So there will be a few of those type of sessions. I don't want to like give away the whole bag, because, you know, there's still time for like a last minute trip down here for it. They are also going to be doing Aaron's ITAL lunch experience, which I personally am going to, because I think it sounds so great. There's also going to be a mini cocoa wellness retreat. So cocoa and chocolate also have a lot of really beneficial properties for health-wise and for your skin as well. So there is going to be some yoga, there's going to be some face mask making, there's going to be some cocoa butter candle making. There's also going to be a whole chocolate brunch in a beautiful venue in a neighborhood called Jean Anglais. Lots of chocolate and rum pairing. There's going to be a culinary dinner that is usually, I think it's 5 or 7 courses, and every single course is chocolate or cocoa inspired, but it's not all sweet like you would think. Like it's super cool the way that our local chefs, you know, figure out different ways to use cocoa and chocolate in everyday food. There's also going to be a whole day at Belmont Estate where they are going to do some chocolate tasting, and they're also going to have a cocoa inspired fashion show there that day. And we're also going to have a mixology competition that's generally part of the festival as well. So there's a lot of events spread out over 6 days, and it occurs, as I said, every single May. So we really encourage you guys to come yourselves, send people for it. It's a really fantastic experience. You get to see all different parts of Grenada, meet great people, have great food, think about cocoa and chocolate in a way that you never thought about it before. And I think that brings me to the end. Did I convince you? Was I convincing? Cool.
100%, Renee, you're a darling. All right. Thank you so much to all the presenters and everyone else on all the agents who logged on to actually view this webinar. And before we sign off, I would also like to encourage everyone to please become a Grenada expert. So this website is expert.puregrenada.com. expert.puregrenada.com. Sorry, the website I have here is incorrect. It's expert.puregrenada.com. And become a Grenada specialist, log your bookings to Grenada, and we have lots of prizes that we give away on a monthly basis. And at the end of the year, for whoever agent has booked the most Grenada flights, you will get an all-expense paid trip to Grenada for two to Grenada, inclusive of flight and accommodation. So please book Grenada and, sell. And with that, I'm going to open up the line to any questions that you may have. We are ready to answer.
Well, can I just say, how did everyone enjoy that chocolate edition? Oh my goodness. What an amazing opportunity here from our local people there that are, the entrepreneurs of these amazing, amazing chocolate factories. Wow, I just want to go there and make my own chocolate bar. I'm not going to lie. Really great job, you guys. Everyone loved it. I want to go now in May, Donna's saying, for sure. And also just a quick comment. Ethan said, I'm an expert and it's a great training program. So don't forget, guys.
That's
Okay,
right.
yeah.
The website address is right at the bottom in blue, expert.puregrenada.com.
I just want to say, Craig, Aaron, Renee, Jake, Sekou, everyone. Did I miss anyone? No, I got everyone. Great, did a really, really great job. There's a couple of questions though, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, I actually wanted to address one. I had actually answered it earlier, but just for everyone's benefit. A question was asked, is Royalton all inclusive? And yes, it is. And I also want to say hello to my dear friend Sue. Hi, Sue. I'm going to Sue in June.
Is it
And
Sue Hawks?
Sorry?
Is it Sue Hawks?
Yes.
There it is. Oh,
Sue actually asked, is Belmont where they have the blue tea? So for anybody that doesn't know, there is a place in Grenada. It's called the Tower Estate. It is an old, really old, actually. That house is like over 100 years old. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful stone house on the most amazing garden. And they make blue tea from a butterfly pea flower. Aaron's in the back there nodding like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, and it's incredible. It has like these incredible health benefits and it tastes really good as well. So it's the Tower, not Belmont, but Belmont makes excellent cocoa tea. Chris also asks, is there a specific marketplace we should suggest clients visit? And I do recommend the Market Square in our capital town of St. George's. It is, I mean, there are, markets kind of really all over Grenada, but that one is very centralized and it's vast. Like you can find everything.
And I also would suggest the House of Chocolate too in town.
The House of Chocolate?
Yeah.
That's a great place that's a great centralized place to get all of the chocolate and cocoa products made by pretty much everybody who makes them in Grenada. For produce and like spices and things like that, the Market Square in town.
The Market Square, definitely.
Yeah. And there are still, okay, Chris wanted suggestions for great outdoor tours / activities on the island. So off the top of my head, sailing, I think, is a great one. Hiking as well. And Chris, if you want like specific, tour operators for these things, you can always reach out to Sekou or I, and we can let you know. Sekou, what else do we do
here? The
here?
dune buggy tours are really nice. The dune buggy and open back tours, those are really cool. We also have whitewater rafting, which is not whitewater, river tubing. We have river tubing in Grenada. So this is really nice. River tubing down the Balthazar River is really, really good also. And the hiking trails, we have amazing hiking trails. You can go hiking through a rainforest. You can go hike to a waterfall if you like. We have a Golden Fall, which is about a 45-minute hike. And when you get to that waterfall, it's like the best of both worlds because the falls itself that's cascading off the mountain, the water is cold. But in the pool itself, because it's in a spring, the water could be a bit hot. So you get both hot and cold water at Golden Falls. So that is a really nice excursion to go on if you're interested in that. And of course, our underwater sculptures. You know, if you're not a diver, you can actually snorkel the underwater sculpture park, and it's only about 15 minutes away from the shore. And most of the dive centers actually do excursions to the underwater sculpture park. So these are just some of the excursions that you can take while you're on the island. And of course, there's a spice foodie tour also.
Yeah, and garden tours as well. The tower does a really nice garden tour. Laura's Urban Spice Garden in the parish of St. David also does garden tours. Aaron, do you have anything to add for outdoor activities? You do stuff in Grenada
Yeah,
outside.
I do actually. So for those that just like rambling, we have a community here for hashing, where you get to meet lots of Grenadians, lots of tourists. Everyone meets up on a Saturday, and they get to basically do a trail which goes through people's backyards. You go up and down. You get to explore the whole island in a very safe and organized way. What do they say? They're
Runners with a drinking problem.
there you go. So there's a little drink at the end of all of that. But wonderful way to meet local Grenadians, wonderful way to just meet new people, and have a wonderful couple of hours of exploring Grenada, and a little tipple at the end with a nice refreshing beverage.
Alcoholic. Okay, I wanted to know what was the name of the hotel with apartment type accommodation? I feel like,
that would be Blue Horizon Garden Resort.
good job. Cause I was like, I feel like that could be a few.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Probably
Blue
that
Horizon
one.
Garden Resort. Yeah, located about 5 minutes walking from Grandans Beach, but depending on where you are on the property, you can get to Grandans Beach within 2 minutes walking. You just have to cross the road and you're at the beach.
Anika said, that's it. All right, cool. Ooh, good. Good work, Sekou. Is Radisson Grenada all inclusive?
Most of the resorts in Grenada are family-owned boutique hotels, but they do have the all-inclusive option. You know, so you may have to contact the hotel to get the all-inclusive option, but through Air Canada Vacations, most of them are bed and breakfasts. But because Grenada is so safe, you know, I would also recommend, you know, that you take up the bed and breakfast and you encourage your guests to leave the resort and explore and eat at the local restaurants and eat at the local, you know, family-owned. Even the street fight side vendors, you know, get some corn on the side of the road, you know, it's a really nice experience and the food is amazing everywhere you go.
I just checked in on Facebook, and a lot of the agents are saying that they wish they can come in May to experience the chocolate festival. So get yourselves booked there, guys. Become a
That's right.
specialist.
That's right, yeah. I always say during the chocolate festival, Grenada becomes like Willy Wonka's island. You can eat, drink, and bathe in chocolate. You know, so come to Grenada in May, send your clients in May. Willy Wonka Island comes alive, and we encourage you to experience it firsthand. Encourage your clients to experience it firsthand. And what's not to love? It's all about sweet chocolate, spices. The island smells good. The food is amazing, and the people are warm and friendly. I know being warm and friendly can become cliche in the type of environment that we're in the hospitality environment. But in Grenada, we actually live it.
Right.
All right. We really, really live it. Like most of the people who come to Grenada, one of the first things that they would comment is Grenada, the people really makes the destination what it is. All right. Because
totally
as soon
agree.
as you step off the plane, you see the amazing people smiling at you and welcoming you home.
Well, you guys had an amazing lineup today. I know I learned something, and it was just heartwarming to hear the stories and how everything got started. And I really appreciate it. I know everyone appreciates. We're getting tons of comments about this chocolate edition. What a great idea to come up with, you guys. And I want to thank all the spoiled agents for joining us over their lunch hour. And don't forget, Sekou and Renee, there's one lucky spoiled agent that's going to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Amazing.
That's right. So the prize is going to be emailed. The winner is going to be emailed by spoiled agent. You know, so we're going to spin a reel, and we're going to select the winner, and stay tuned for an email. And congratulations to the winner in advance, but you will know soon.
Great. Jake, Craig, Renee, Aaron, Sekou, thank you, and everyone for joining us on Facebook, on Zoom. What a great presentation today. Amazing.
Thank you so much, everyone, thank you again, everyone, for logging on, and thank you again to the panelists for joining us and talking about all your excellent chocolate endeavors in Grenada. Renee, you're amazing as usual.
Aw.
Have a good
Bye,
day, guys.
everyone.
Hey, have a glorious day. And thanks so much for taking time out of your day to join us.
Bye, everybody.
Next time.